Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'll be showing you how to set up a database for your desktop app. So the first thing you're going to be doing is importing SQLite 3, which should be pre-installed with your Python installation, so we don't have to do any installing with it. Right, so the first thing we need to do is actually create a database. So to create a database, we first create a variable called database, and we're going to put SQLite.connect database.db, but I'm going to rename this to video for today, since we already have a database called database.db. And next what we need to do is actually basically assign a cursor. A cursor will basically perform commands for your database like appending data, writing data, all that jazz. And then lastly what we need to do is actually execute a command and create ourselves a table. So do database.execute create table if not exists, and let's call this messages with two variables we're going to store, which is message underscore content and then which is going to be a string, string, and then message underscore ID, which is going to be an integer. Or you can put the string int. Basically, we create a new table in the database, if it doesn't exist already, naming the messages, and we're going to be storing these two types of data. So now if we're going to reload the bot, and now if you look to the left, we can see a new database has been created called video.db. You can view what's inside the database by using a database browser, which I'm using down here. As you can see, we've got a new table called messages, and if you go to browse data, there is two columns, message content and message ID. But at the moment it's kind of empty, so let's add a command that will add some data into the database. So I've created a new slash command. I named it write with interaction and message as the parameters. So the first thing we need to do is actually create a query, which is this thing down here. So to do that, we're going to do query is equals to insert into messages values, and then these two are unspecified at the moment, but we can specify it in the next line. So to execute the command, all we're going to do is do cursor.execute query, and then the two things down here, I just have to change this for it to be ID. So now we're basically storing messages down here, and then our message ID down here. Then we need to actually save the changes to the database, so we do database.commit. And then lastly, let's just send a message to the user saying message written to the database. So now if we reload the bot, and now we go back to our Discord server and then type in write, we should now be able to import a message. Let's do this is our message. So now if we're going to do this message written to the database, go to our database viewer and reload it, we now see new data was added. There we go, this is the message content and this is the interaction ID. So this is basically how you insert basic data into a table. But maybe you want to delete the data, so how do you do that? So we're going to create a new command. We're going to name this delete, and this time it's going to have the same parameters as we had before, but the query is going to change to delete from messages where content is unspecified. So basically we're deleting rows of data where the message content is equals to the message down here. So let's execute this once again. So do cursor.execute that, commit the changes to the database, and let's send a message saying message was deleted from the database. So now if you're going to reload the bot once more, go back here and now let's do delete. And if you look at the database, it was called this is a message. So if you just copy this message down here and then put it down there, it's going to find that exact message and delete it. So if now refresh the database, it is now gone. This does mean that it's going to delete every single message in the database that has this exact message. So you can add an extra check to basically only delete it, for example, with a specified user. And you can just do that by going back into here and where it says delete from messages where message content is equals to that, and you can do and message ID, and now also there's an extra verification stage. Other than that, let's now go to the next command we're going to be trying now, and it's going to read every single data from the database. For example, down here at the moment it's empty, but we're going to add some data and then it's going to import every single bit of data. So to do that, we're first going to create a new query. Let's just do that and do select everything from messages. So basically selecting everything from the messages. We're then going to do data is equals to cursor execute.query.fetch all. So basically executing this and we're fetching everything there is. And then lastly, we can just send the message back. So now I'm going to reload the bot. Right, so let's test out the get command. So if we do get, it should now display everything in here. So there we go. This is one message and it gives you the content and the ID. And then afterwards it gives you the other one down here. If you wanted to display, let's say, only the message content, we can do this practically very easily. So to do this, basically what we're going to do is create a for loop. So do for message in data. And then here we can just do an await interaction. But instead of doing a response, we're just going to do send. So basically, if we now just, take this away, and if we just remove this, so let's remove all this, it should now theoretically only basically send the message content. So if we just reload the bot once more, and go back here and let's do get again. There we go, message, this is one message, message, this is another message. And if you change the index to 1, it will basically give you the message ID. So the next command I'm going to be trying out is changing the data inside the database. For example, we might actually want to, change true to false or false to true, something like this. So once again, I'm going to create a new query, and this one's going to be update message set message content unspecified, where message content is equals to that. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing the message content where the message content matches with the message down here. So basically we're going to do cursor execute new message and then message. So basically this is going to be the new message and we're trying to find this message in the database. Then we need to commit the changes to our database. Let's do database.commit and then send a message saying message updated in the database. Now if we reload the bot once more and go back to our Discord server. So now let's try out the append command. So if we do append and do the message, so let's go to our database and let's say I want to change this message. This is one message, so if we just do this here. So a new message, let's say haha. So if we do that, it should find the message in the database, which I think it did not. What's the error? No such table message. I see. So this has to be switched from message to messages. I basically misspelled the table. So now if we do S, reload it again, and let's just try that command out again. Do that. There we go, message update in the database. So as you can see, this is one message, and if I reload it now, haha, and it's basically changed it. So that's how you basically, update certain types of data in the database. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, just hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, join the Discord, and I will help you out with anything you really need to. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video, and bye bye.